Hey guys, Tyrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Nexus. Playing stage spawning on the left. We have Roike is the pronunciation I'm going to go with. Playing with OKW, going for Overwatch. And on the right hand side we have Dalton with Soviets, immediately locking into Armored Assault. This is a Patreon backer submitted game. Roike around 640 and Dalton around 440 with Soviets.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet Union.
So nice sandbag up on the fuel there. Really cut off on the munitions point from the stern pose coming through. Great positioning there, stopping right on the edge of the circle, completing the decap. A nice position to get into the light cover thereafter. Can't imagine he's trying to cap here, but they are dropping fast. They do complete the capture. That's a dangerous game he's playing there, Dalton. Ooh, and that was too dangerous of a game. Squad down. Ouch. And that's going to get away as well, that stern pyro. While capping up here, got some nice sandbags up on the points as well. Oh! I didn't notice. Conscripts coming in. Get the wipe on the stern pyros in return. Touche, Dalton. There's a little bit of light cover around the rail tracks there. Could have been worth just pushing into that position. To do some capping. Backpedaling out to the light cover. Opportunities getting into close range. Not very good for them at this range against the conscripts, but I think they've still got enough firepower to win that with the head start. And yes. Okay, eventually Fox Trinity's retreating. Good idea to send the low health unit out to back capping. Rebuild on the combat engineers from Dalton also went for a fourth conscript.
Supplies to the enemy.
Do you remember this is quite a popular commander to go for alongside snipers with the radio intercept. More of a thing you might do against Austria, I suppose, I guess, but still used to be one of our, LoveNet's kind of like pocket strategies once everything else got removed from the Commander Terminator. But yeah, the 4 conscripts and the rebuild gonna mean a bit slow getting the tech underway for Dalton. He's not got any medics yet either. Fox Trinity's coming wide here. Conscripts not repositioning at all, but they switch their focus fire across to the unit in light cover instead. Do have the option of maybe jumping into the building. Is gonna slug it out though. Another squad of conscripts coming in around the corner. Maybe they're hoping to go for a cut-off up here instead. And there we go, the flanking unit. A bit of damage done, 1 model remaining. I think he should be alright, but somewhat close call. Jaeger's in a nice cover position here. Looks like Dalton's not going to get in close, but maybe could do so now that this is neutralized, because this is not going to go very well against the Jaegers at this range. Even without the G43 upgrade, you can see they are roasting these conscripts. This is what they are built to do. Long range from heavy cover, the Jaegers. There they go. Again, a bit of a close call, but going to get out of there. Mine triggered. 2 models down. We do have a demo charge over here as well. Don't see too many of those. Bit of a risky one.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Big munitions investment, but typically you don't have a huge amount to spend your munis on with this commander until you get to the Sternvik Plains later on. So it's not a huge deal going for that early. Okay, flak half track in construction for Roike. Oh, here we go. Demo charge revealed.
The enemy has taken our supply
And
sector.
then spotted, running back from it. Bit slow attacking it though. Should just attack it here. Not sure what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't know how to use kill demo charges. Not sure. Either way, with SDG's easy win here for Roike. And there the announcer revealing flak is in construction. We do have tier 3 in the build for Dalton. Pretty good timing on that. You can see Dalton with dominant territory control. It still has not killed this. Do not need to, you don't need a sweeper, you can attack it. Very strange. Here comes the flak though, getting some big hits in. And this is where the OKW player can typically start to pull a big lead with the weapon upgrades coming online. You know, the 7-man conscripts not for a very long time yet. You can really fight back. Looks like the flak's going to be the one coming up here to kill off this demo charge. Not necessary. Oh. Oh, opens up on that, and there goes the demo. Not sure what targeted it, but destroyed. And in spite of losing that combat engineer, the territory control situation looking really good for Dalton at the moment. This is a fast T70 by anyone's measure. Incendiary grenade out. Jumps out of the building. Here comes the T70. No Roike, and Roike going for a machine gun. We're going to go for the flak. Next unit should almost always be an anti-tank gun. Overstaying is welcome there. Oh boy, this could be another squad wipe. The conscripts. No running gun chase down. They only came out a little bit. I think if they were early on the running guns, probably could have been a squad wipe. The T70 coming in a bit slow on the chase now as well. The flak there. This is an easy one for the T70, but he accidentally pops hold fire. Exposed the rear armor to the flak as well. T70 getting out of there. Getting scared after taking a lot of health damage early on. The machine gun may be a bit of a giveaway to Dalton, but no anti-tank gun at this stage. Roike has it in the build at the moment, but really, you know, couldn't have afforded it manpower-wise until this point. But he doesn't want to take the chance with T70. Understandable. At this amount of health, he would die to 2 Roike shots. Don't want to go like so deep that that couldn't be allowed to happen. I'm going to back away here. Combat engineers coming up. Don't get the vehicle crew repairs until 7 command points. No, T70 is going to come back in. Going to go for the cutoff on the other side. It's a somewhat safe choice. You'd expect the anti-tank gun to come out to this side where the T70 was last, so you know, you can do a little bit of harass here before having to worry about getting shut down by the anti gun. Guessing a little bit slow coming up. Gotta watch out, sometimes the Rikeshin will land shots on these own sandbags and get some friendly fire damage. Kitten came up, set up, didn't quite fire. T70 ducking back into the fog at just the right time. Don't know he's fully aware of the Riketten's positioning though. I don't think it got spotted by the conscripts. It was just outside of 35 range, but you can't guarantee it. Hard to gauge exactly. Meanwhile, the flak's up here getting some good hits in. Of course, no sternpires, and he's not had the chance to rebuild them yet, which is another reason why going for a machine gun, a very questionable decision. But there we go. Roike's out, connects one shot, and now definitely needs that repairs. Very early tier 4 coming in for Dalton. But that's just how dominant his fuel control's been to this point, and can start getting those 7-man conscripts on early. That'll help fight back against these weapon upgraded units. Yeah, Roike maybe not doing quite as well as you would expect territory control wise after the Sternpire loss. Definitely maybe some early retreats, not battling for the map hard enough. Dalton capitalizing on that. Got the next truck coming out. Plop that down out on the field. Looks like it's going to be trying to cover this cutoff. It does buy you a lot of breathing room. Closed in here, but there some man conscripts from behind heavy cover, chopping them up on the way in. Meanwhile, this squad late retreat. Oh boy! Ooh, gets behind the shrubbery just in time, away from vision. G70 just about healthy again. The flak is healthy again. MG getting flanked though. Here comes the flak as well. He's not set up the tech quite yet. Slightly missing his window here, because getting your tech up in this position does buy you a bit of breathing room. Means the T70 can't really chase in, go for kills. You can keep hold of your cutoff a lot more effectively. Pretty good thing to do if you can find the window for it. There it goes now. It's not got the Shrek upgrading on these Sternpires. The flak holding its ground. T70 bouncing a few shots on the frontal armor, returning fire. Good bit of cut-off action there by Roike. Yeah, Sternpires out here way on their own. Not a huge fan of this maneuver, taking some big flame bursts here. Oh, luckily the T70 not able to fire at all. Oh, I think he was in Fausting range. Did not react to that fast enough. And then getting away. You got to be very aware of your anti-tank gun positioning if you want to be chasing down this unit, and if you want to be branching out to the far side. Can't be branching out over here with absolutely no anti-tank support and expecting it to be successful. So some good mobile T70 play, but a little bit low in health now. Looks like he's going to back out for repairs. Chucking down some sandbags while he captures the fuel. Set this up facing the wrong direction. You want to have it flipped the right way so the gun doesn't have to spin around before it starts to shoot. You want to add that extra delay to it firing. Okay, gets the flank in here. Doing pretty well with STG folks. A lot of manpower here for Dalton. Can build just about anything now. I'm guessing it's going to be a T-34-85. And there it goes. It's going to be a lot for Roike to handle. I am still surprised we haven't seen a Shrek on these Sternpires yet. Wow, look how much damage that squad took on approach. Conscripts luring in. They got suppressed on the way in. Smoke to cover this escape. They got a snare off. I didn't think they did. Didn't think they were in range with how fast they got suppressed. T-70 chasing in the Roquette and getting outmaneuvered very cleanly. And there goes the flak. Circling around the AT gun now. Could even stay in here. Get the decrew. We've got no snaring squads nearby. To work on the Jaegers next. Hiding behind this, and the shot's getting blocked by the obstacle, and this could be the Jaegers going down next. A bit of T-70 maneuvering, but overall Roike quite weak with the AT gun positioning. And no snares nearby. Flak, just overall quite weak flak up track positioning and poor reactions to that pressure. T-34-85 coming in. Gets a shot from the Raketin and then snared. But now getting decrewed. Could be stolen by the conscripts that are right there. Got the machine gun sitting back up now. Wanted to jump on the gun but would lose the squad now after a big shot from the 85. So, might have to settle for a kill on this Raketin now. Heard through the radio intercept a rebuild on the Raketin. Conscripts coming in on the flank here, but they're about to run right into the machine gun's arc. Try to oorah around the back, but the flak base is there. But maybe the extra delays from this thing spinning around, or maybe its reload cycle not quite working out for Roike, and ends up getting forced away, but perhaps a mistake not hanging about to kill off this Raketin. So now we're going to have double Raketins for Roike. Good base to make a bit of a comeback here. Not too far away from a tank of his own. Guessing it will be a Panzer IV eventually. But has lost control of this fuel and conscripts getting some tripwires down. Probably would be going for the cap a bit faster than this, but you know, tripwires are pretty handy as well. Quite a few mines down. That's one other thing, and no sweepers or Shrek. After expecting it Soviets, even with a single combat engineer style, you're going to be up against some of these. There we go, Soviet mortar opening up for Dalton. Going for a Maxim after that. I still think if I was Dalton, I probably would have built a machine, instead of the machine gun, I probably would have built as this, or maybe instead of the mortar, one or the other. Because you could expect a tank to be arriving sometime soon now.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
And, you know, if the double Raketin's got a shot on your T-34-85, it would be quite easy for the Panzer IV to just completely overrun and kill you. Without the support of an AT gun. We have a few snaring squads, of course, but
Enemy forces are neutralizing
it's not always guaranteed to work. The double Raketins looking for the T-70. T-70 fast though, well vetted. And the Raketin's under a bit of pressure here. Water softening up the MG, and here we go. IL-2 planes coming through for Dalton. Chasing down the Raketins, getting some pretty big damage on them as well. Just about the decrew on one. Roike not reacting at all with the machine gun, but did react with his own set of planes, get some good damage onto the T-34-85. The conscripts ERing in, but they weren't given a capture order on the machine gun to steal that or something, I'm not sure. Ooh, what were they? Hard to tell which set of planes is which, but Roike loses a Volksgrenadier on retreat. I'm guessing somehow up here got spotted. I'm not entirely sure, but they are dead. It's unfortunate for Roike. There's a fort about to pop out. And the machine gun does get stolen by Dalton, so he's in a dominant position. Even once this arrives, he's going to be way up on PopCap. He's some unusual bulletins here. How it's a construction time bulletin. I think that's probably the first time I've ever seen anybody having that one equipped. Even when I was going for houses all the time, I wouldn't equip that one. Second T-34-85 for Dalton. Not going to stall for the IS-2, which is an option. You have a booby trap on this point by the Jaegers, who are actually struggling against the conscripts there. There goes the booby trap. Huge damage. Huge health damage. Panzer IV double Raketins rolling through the middle of the map. Double Kittens in this position, but I think the conscripts do have an angle on them. You see the positioning. Let's upgrade with a machine gun. We got the mortar back there. Getting a couple shots in on the Rakitans. Here come the double T-3485s. They're going to come in from the side. One of the Rakitans has retreated. Bit of a traffic jam up there perhaps for Dalton. Roike's Panzer pushing in, trying to pressure away the stolen MG. Here comes the train of vehicles. This did get rotated off to the side slightly, but a great hit from the mortar. Now the Rakitan is decrewed. Panzer IV in some major trouble. He's going in for a bit of a chase, or I don't know where he's going with this, but perhaps going to his death. Looks like all of these units may be in one control group for Dalton though. Chasing down the Panzer IV. Conscripts are there, could come in for a snare. They are lining it up. One more shot, the Panzer IV is dead, or maybe the conscripts could even finish it off with another snare. So I don't know where that Panzer IV was going for Roike, but no, we're good. T-34 is missing. A kill shot. And there it goes. Did have the potential to bounce the killing snare. Especially if it was coming through on the frontal armor, but didn't end up happening. Getting decrewed, getting a snare off. It's going to be trouble for one of the T-3485s, getting quite low. I think it would still survive one more shot though. It would require 2 Rakitan hits, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Doesn't have enough munitions for the planes again, so it's going to escape for Dalton, or it should. Doesn't back it up all the way. But the Rakitans are content to do a bit of capping, not pushing in. Going for the jugular. Now Roike is way behind. T-70 chasing away from the flank. Could consider going into secure mode, capping this point. With the vision from that as well, you can spot the anti-tank guns coming from a long way off. Pretty safe to do. At this stage, Dalton maybe should consider building another combat engineer for some faster repairs when you've got 3 vehicles and just 1 combat engineer. It's not enough. And the combat engineer, it's Vet 2, but doesn't have the sweeper upgrade. Could spend some munis on vehicle crew repairs, but probably wants to save that for the Sturmovik. There's an option. Looks like he is actually using it on the lowest health of all the vehicles. T-70 up to the north. We got the double Rakitans right there, but they weren't quite set up. Oh, and that's a big old hit from the T-3485. Double Rakitans getting to work. 2 shots, but T-3485 with the extra health not going to go down. Kittens would have to be Vet 2 to really work some magic there. That reload buff. Here comes the T-70 now. Double Kitten spinning around. Boom, boom. T-70 getting out of there. Where's that mortar at? Okay, here it comes now. Still, points are draining out quite slowly. No triple cap set up here against Roike. And yeah, you can hear the announce he's not actually that far behind on VPs in spite of being way behind. Dalton knocking into the pop cap limit here at 92 to 45, over double the pop cap. Won't be that for long with the fresh Panzer IV coming in, but that's very painful. Typically, this is a bit of a tough matchup for the Overwatch Panzer IV against the T-34 as well, the T-3485 at least. Just in terms of pop cap efficiency, T-3485 is so good compared to the OKW Panzer IV, both with the same cost. Trying to set up the triple cap now. Planes coming in, forcing away all of the support weapons in the centre of the map. But the Panzer IV coming out to the far edge. T-34s are kind of out of position to do much about this, so maybe could relieve some of the pressure with his Jaeger out on the far edge. Comes out of cover quite early on. Panzer IV about to pop his machine gun upgrade. Here comes one T-34-85, just about full health, but not quite. Ran through the center here. Took some damage, a flare up from the mortar providing that vision, allowing the planes to lock on. Forced away by the T-34-85, the second one coming down as well. Dalton really wanting to set up this triple cap situation. Panzer IV backing away. T-7 is kind of still on the front lines. Quite low health still. The last passes from the IL-2s. Before coming up to the north, the Sternpire's RRP is going for a second machine gun, Roike.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
So the shoe line up here, which is an interesting position. The double T-34-85s have had a little bit of trouble the last few minutes being super effective in terms of target selection. Dalton trying to squeeze in a Katyusha to the build. He's not going to have PopCap room for it though. Once he's got this reinforced. Maybe he's purposefully not reinforcing so he can squeeze it in.
Katyusha now available.
Alright, well, we'll see how this goes.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Pushing into the center here. Double T-34-85's idle. 16 kills on this one already, by the way. That is crazy. A couple of mortar shells in. T-34-85's going to get a different angle so the shots aren't getting blocked. The double Raketans were way up in the north. Should have been a bit further up and ready to fire to assist this push for Roike. The damage. So the Fox Reindeers are going to survive. The Raketans pushing up now. One T-34-85 taking quite a bit of damage. Here comes the Katyusha fire though in response. Not hitting too much. Oh, barely grazing this Raketan. Gets one model off it. Oh. It's a quite low. T-34-85 pushing in. No ZIS support, remember. And the points are draining now against Dalton. It's actually getting forced back here. In spite of having, you know, like such a massive army lead. Double anti-tank guns, as they often do, helping make a comeback. And really, it's just the T-34-85s not being used to their full potential is causing the issue. You know, with this commander, with the IL-2s, these can kind of force away the support weapons when you want to get aggressive as the Soviet player. Does mean you don't maybe need the Katyusha quite as much as you do with other builds against this kind of team weapon heavy play. Could potentially have gone for something else, but you got a better chance of getting a wipe. You can drop the planes and do the Katyusha at the same time. Do better than just force the two weapons off the map. You can actually have a better chance of killing them that way. T-70 coming in for a few hits. Look to back away though. Doesn't want to get hit by the double AT guns. Got a tripwire up, I think.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture
I
our
don't think there's a
territory.
mortar flare. There's a 4 coming in from the side. Quite a few mines down. Wasn't a clean hit. And here come the planes from Roike. Right next to the Soviet base as well. This could be a little bit awkward to dodge. He's not really dodging at all. Planes locking onto the T-70. That takes quite a lot of damage, getting quite low. He's backing down to the bottom. Oh, loses the T-70. This is not good with the dodging. Raketin did get decrewed by the conscripts. They're Uraring in. Somehow avoiding the suppression. There they go, getting suppressed now. No anti-air for Dalton, so can't do anything but wait for these things to time out. Shusha rockets coming through. Lega's got to be very careful. Easily could have gone down here. What was he doing? He was inside the circle with the Katyusha. Oh, Dalton. What was that? Such a bad reaction to these planes. Couldn't have gone much worse, if I'm honest. Could not have gone much worse. Now Roike in a good position to make a comeback. Second Panzer IV should be able to recrew the Raketin. These T-34-85s out of action for a long time. Dalton going to go for an IS-2. He's mobilizing. These tanks are not full strength though. But he could easily just push in and win right here with all of his vehicles, as long as this second Raketin does not get recrewed. But he's going to wait for the repairs. This is just too much breathing room from Dalton. You know, it was a strong early game, but towards the tail end of the T-70 phase, you know, once the second T-34-85 arrived for Dalton, the moves have slowed down a lot. Seems to be having a bit of overwhelm with controlling all of his army. Tries to recover the Raketin now. The MG, some good damage in, but not fast enough. Gets away with it there. Double Panzer IV's lighting up this machine gun. 5 men. No, down to 2 now. And dead. Bit slow on the reactions, but definitely some really good shots from the Panzers. Does have one of these scatter bonuses thanks to Vet 2. And the Vet vehicle, and here we go. Dalton making a bit of a move, but the IS-2 missing all of its shots. And this is an almighty traffic jam as well. Getting that Vet 2 just lighting up that T-34-85. It's going to need some repairs now. Probably could have just gone all in and just won there with these tanks. Probably would have lost one, maybe both T-34-85s, but could have just killed everything here. As long as you're not worried about another sector assault coming in. That could have worked just an all in, but doesn't go for it. Healthy tanks going around. Getting some repairs cooking. Another Panzer IV for Roike. I probably would be saving for a Panther in this situation myself. Or maybe going for a Jagdpanzer. Something a bit more anti-tank focused when the IS-2's on the field. There we go, a couple of big hits. Panzer IV's backing away. We've already got enough anti-infantry from double Panzer IVs. You don't really need a third one for more anti-infantry. You need more anti-tank. Especially something that's kind of mobile that can chase down and finish off one of these vehicles if they get low on health. Can't rely on the anti-tank guns to get the kills, and there we go. Fox Grenadiers. Good rotation by Dalton, getting that white, getting some mines down over here as well. Pretty good idea. Pushing in now with these vehicles. The double Raketins are nearby, but not at the right angle. There is that shoe mine still here though. Drain is on. Roike again down to 191. Panzer IV's coming up this way. A couple of attack rounds. Not getting the job done. Do have another shoe mine up there from Roike though. Of course, with no sweeper squad, Dalton very vulnerable to mines. He's lucky he hasn't run over one so far. Stalling out from behind the sandbags. I think there's a bad move from Dalton coming back in here in this situation. Saw the Raketin shots firing up here just a second ago. You would expect that you're getting set up here. Luckily a couple misses. One bounce from the Panzer IV. T-3485 is going to survive this. Here comes the other T-34 from a different angle. Pressure on the AT guns immediately. This did not back away far enough, but another miss. Another miss. Very lucky break that T-3485 is still alive. IS-2's now the next target. T-3485 did not back away far enough. He forgot to continue backing away, but another miss saving the day. Dalton dropping down the planes. Good counter to these Raketins. One Panzer IV down. The conscripts coming in from the side. Panzer IV getting cooked off there. Roike perhaps overplaying his hands. It's snared now. Could even get finished off by the Vet 2 T-3485. The Raketins have retreated. Has gone for a quad, but hasn't got the munitions together to get it out yet. So Roike, pushing in too deep. Drops his own set of planes down. Dalton needs to get out of there now. If he's unlucky, he could even lose his T-34. Ooh, just surviving. And getting out. Definitely Dalton getting quite lucky. That first T-3485 that did end up surviving, this one here. There was a period where I think there were like maybe 4 Panzer IV misses and 2 bounces on it. And all that added up to it actually surviving. And Roike eventually losing 2 Panzer IVs pushing in that far. Ouch. No justice. But yeah, it was a good reaction from Dalton bringing the planes to try and relieve the Raketin pressure. Help turn the tide. On the back of this though, Roike's the one actually doing some capping. Kind of got 2 units down here guarding this VP. Should only have one or the other. Just relieving a bit of map pressure. Could be a squad wipe here. No chase from the conscripts though, but a light cover in the retreat. Close call. Does get away. MG up here guarding. Conscripts jump into the building, jumping out. Could oorah around the corner, and here they go. MG doesn't have enough time to lock on. Panzer IV is coming up here. Conscripts, I don't have enough munitions from Molotov after the oorah actually, I was going to say. Could Molotov here. Not the case. Repairs on these tanks taking an eternity for Dalton with just the one combat engineer. Still. Just about could get another one, but wouldn't be able to reinforce if that was the case. Oh, gets decrewed. Great hit from the Panzer IV. That extra delay because it popped off a shell right as the retreat had started. Took quite a long time to tear down. Yeah, come the vehicles for Dalton. We've got 2 Raketins, but they're slightly off to the side in terms of angle. Opening the door for some aggression here from Dalton. Got a couple of shots on the T-3485. Incendiary rounds active as well. Gets out of there just fast enough, and the high vet of the 2 Raketins getting decrewed by the conscripts. Could be the green light for the IS-2 to come back in. I was actually thinking maybe he could have gone for the fragmentation shell on the double Raketins when they were clumped up before. Don't see that used too often, but felt like that was an okay situation for it. Either way, Roike here doing a good job holding on VP wise, given how far behind he is in terms of army. They saved up quite a lot of manpower now. Guessing it's going to be a Panther next. Kind of at an awkward timing though, like going for a Panther this late when the IS-2 is so close to its range boost is not ideal. Oh, he's going for the final tech truck. He's going to go for a King Tiger? Really? I would not recommend this. I think I would go for a Jagdpanzer for sure. Okay, a bit of a drop-off shenanigans from Dalton. Really struggling to get those munis, but the quad is upgrading now. So it's going to shut down those planes in future. At least like the subsequent passes. Somehow skated past that mine with the half-track. Big damage here. The double Raketten's moving up. Trinity is overstaying their welcome, trying to get a Faust on a full health vehicle, just about loses them and does. Oh, Roike just throwing away a squad there, so far behind on Army. This tank healthy again. Yeah, that was not a good move, trying to go for the Faust there. Need to have your AT guns in position preemptively if you want to pull something like that off. Constantly it's reactive rotations of the Rakettens. Means they're not getting as much damage as they could do. Okay, a decent angle here. Maybe you're already spotted by the conscripts, which go down at absolute max range. Very lucky shot there. And it is going to be the Panther after building the next tech truck. Just saying, yeah, it's not good in this situation. You know, if you want the Panther, you have to build it earlier than this, before the IS-2 is getting its boost up to 50 range. It takes away one of the main advantages you have. Conscripts this time going in for a suicidal anti-tank grenade. Double Rakettens forcing back the T-3485 as well. Just Dalton with a very staggered attack. You know, focusing in just the one tank. If he came in from the side with all these vehicles while the Rakettens were facing north, shooting at this, could have decrewed both of them very easily. But yeah, not coordinating these units with the attacks very effectively. Sending them in one at a time here. Machine gun down here, but runs into the conscripts behind the heavy cover. Huge damage on the IS-2 though, every shot penetrating from those Rakettens. So it's quite low, and the Panther could actually come in here and clean some stuff up. It's a shoe line there. T-3045 driving around. Does not have any more room, Dalton, to go for another unit. Has rebuilt the conscripts, so can't go for an AT gun as a response to this Panther. Has to get the job done with his own vehicles, which could actually be quite difficult. Loaded back there, just give him a few shots in. But yeah, Roike just building his way back in. Panzer IV pushing in quite deep here. And the IS-2 hits Vet 2 with that shot. The range boost, the T-3045 coming into the other side, trying to open things up. Triple machine guns from Roike. Does make things a little bit difficult. Great fadeaway shot from the IS-2. Engine damage on the Panzer IV, so Roike can't really push in here. T-34 nearly getting the wipe on the MG. Trading some shots. The Raketen just out of range. But it's pretty good trades, I think, for the IS-2. Oh boy, what is this pathing? Oh, getting stuck on the flag. Rear arm exposed. I'll take all sorts of shots here. The IS-2 now one hit, I believe. Panther going to go in for the push. Does not have prioritized vehicles on. Don't know about this. Conscripts Uraring coming around the corner. Going to get a snare off Panther with an engine crit now. But I would not recommend going in for the kill here with the T-34.
Enemy has cut off a sector.
Oh, he's going to go for it, but the Raketans there. This could be nasty. T-45 has to penetrate. One more shot. Yeah. Too high rate of fire on the Vet 2. Or Vet 3 now, Raketan. Nearly Vet 4, but the Vet 2 is when it gets its reload bonus. Yeah, that was not good. Maybe Dalton had trouble estimating the amount of health. But you knew you got a snare off on it and no other awkward damage on the Panther, so you would expect it to be alive at this amount of health. T-3045 is going to come in for a flank though, looking for the kill. And he does. Oh, but it's abandoned. Oh, he has to kill it now. Uh-oh, bouncing off the wreck. There it goes. Taking quite a few shots. The Panzer IV is coming up here, and so is the Raketan. Gets a shot off. Trying to back away. Could he hit the mine this time? He is going to. And there we go. T-45 missing. So is the Panzer though. Panzer has to hit this shot, otherwise it's very risky to chase. So he got lucky. I think the rate of fire on that high vet T-34 got a shot off and bounced. I think they were trading shots kind of mid-air. Panzer IV could have been going down in the same breath or the same shot. Okay, able to save up for some more sector assault planes. We're going for a T-34 76 here. He's trying to push in. This is a bad move. Going in for the kill here on this, which has already received some repairs. Gets us down. One shot already. The plane's coming in for Roike. This is some horrible movement by Dalton. And there goes the T-34. That was just a monumental throw. IS-2 still in the targeting zone, by the way, so it's probably going to take the next pass. Doing some big hits here on the squad, halting and neutralizing the point. But that goes down to the IS-2. Here come the attack planes, though, I think. Or maybe not. The quad actually shooting them down fast enough so the second pass does not come to be. Okay. Well, the quad paying dividends there. Otherwise, the IS-2 would have taken another nasty pass and might even have been susceptible to dying. These heavy tanks are a lot slower dodging away from harm. End up taking a lot more damage from the planes usually, the bigger hitbox. Rebuilt T-34 85. Some sandbags up, but not going to work out. Now the T-34-85, and that's going to be rounding out Dalton's army yet again. Going for the same composition. Good couple mortar rounds in there though on the Raketans. Good shot in there from the IS-2. Shots missing, but Dalton again getting forced off the VP, trying to go for a cap in the north at the same time, and oh, he cancelled the second T-34-85, going for a Katyusha again instead. I think, you know, with the mortar with the flares, should be able to contain this kind of team weapon pressure without requiring a Raketan, especially combined up with the Sternvik planes, but does add an element of inevitability. The Katyusha. And this could be a monster shot here, straight down the center. All these team weapons really clumped up. Revealing its position there. And that's a full retreat. The smoke out. Everything getting out of there for Roike.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
That's good from Dalton. Max was slightly out of range to jam this capture. Rotates across. Oh, the tripwires though. 2 of them. Fox Treaties now could go down. We've got the conscripts coming up here for a couple shots. No run and gun chase down though. There they go. A little bit too slow. And does not end up running over any mines on the way home. Planes are ready to go for Dalton now. Roike has a huge amount of resources saving up for that King Tiger, it looks like. The VP pressure quite high. Do not need 2 units down here though. These units will be better distributed.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points.
Good hits from the IS-2 there. Really retreat from the conscripts. Felt like they had a bit more juice left in them than that to try and control the center of the map. And you should be quite aggressive with the IS-2 in this situation. It's not going to go down to double anti-tank guns that quickly. And buy some breathing room, maybe bait the AT gun positioning with it. And get a nasty Katyusha barrage off. If you got your Katyusha, make sure it's like ready, pointing this direction, so it doesn't have to turn around at all before firing. Just let those rockets loose immediately. Not under some pressure. T-34-85 rotating. The Panzer is highly vetted though. Look at that! Crazy good shots. Just incredibly good scatter. I think one of those was actually an accuracy shot as well. It looked like it to me. Mortar is still available for the recrew, but really Dalton, I can't believe he's not applying more VP pressure than this. I really cannot believe it. Become the Katyusha rockets now into the machine gun area in the center. Slow dodging. The MG's actually not moved at all. Conscripts oohing around the side of the machine gun over here. Meanwhile, but the Katyusha, it's actually pretty far forwards. Just getting really bad scatter. I thought it was closer to the base entrance, but it's actually quite advanced. And MG getting decrewed over there. IS-2 could get some work done. T-34-85's coming up here. There's a rebuilt mine up here from Roike. About to run over it with a T-34, it looks like. Oh, he drives around it this time, but might actually be to his detriment. No? Oh, yes, he does end up triggering it. Double Rakettans are up here now. And that's going to be a dead T-34-85. High vet. Rakettans taking no prisoners. And here comes the King Tiger now. Fox Treaties did go down during that. Roike may be a little bit tunnel visioned. Dalton meanwhile stealing the decrewed machine gun. Dalton's gonna need an SU-85 next though. He's got a T-34-85 in the build. MG does not get home for Dalton. 26 points remaining now for Roike. Doesn't have enough munis for another set of planes. And the IS-2 does have a range advantage over the King Tiger. So, Dalton needs to take advantage of this. Good hits from the IS-2. Sternpire's just hanging in there. Pushing in. Roike. King Tiger revealing itself. MG's getting some big suppression done. And if I was Dalton right now, I would be regretting building this T-34-85, but he wasn't to know the King Tiger was just around the corner. Maybe could have expected it, since Roike didn't build anything for such a long time, but it can be a hard read to get sometimes in the late game. I think he did see that mechanized truck there, though, when he pushed in earlier. Bunch of mines down for Dalton. do think you should try and have enough munis for these Sturmovik planes at all times, though. Just, you know, so good against the support weapons of Roike. T-34-85 coming up to the north here, but going to run right into the King Tiger, having some issues getting around this capture point flag. Takes a big old shot there. Nice to sitting idle, not doing anything. Dalton just does not have an answer to this. He could go for a Zis. He would just be able to fit that into his army as it stands now. He was briefly building a machine gun. Cancelled that. S-35 is the best answer. Nice to mobilizing now. Definitely too much idle time for Dalton with his vehicles. Should be looking for more angles, but here we go. He's dropping down the planes.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Only Pintles and the flak base to counter this. Good bit of damage in. The Katyusha is ready. It's letting its barrage loose. What was that? Okay, just really bad rocket scatter there for Dalton. Oh, we got a scroll back here going down for Roike. Not paying attention. Too busy dodging the planes. Planes all shot down now, by the way. Didn't even activate the anti-air mode. So that's just pure Pintle power. One from the KT, one from the Panzer IV. It's quite bad luck for Dalton, honestly. The planes gets Pintles like that. Should survive a lot longer. It's perhaps one area where COH2 is superior, or having a health system on the planes rather than it just coming down to pure RNG. But there was actually one change I think we toyed with for a while on the balance team. Mirage Farm made a mock-up of it in one of the balance mods. Could have come to Company of Heroes 2. Oof, close call. And now Roike just camping the center. He's got enough for his planes again. Just about evened out the army sizes now. Nice two coming around. Coming up here again, he's run over 2 mines leading to 2 vehicle losses, and he's still coming up to the same spot without a sweeper. And here we go. Coming forwards. Back the other way as well, Roike. No sweeper. He's had this Sturmpower for most of the match. Run over quite a few mines. Still has no sweeper. Nice two. Roike is pushing in, looking for the wipe on this. He drops a plane down right at the base exit. Conscripts end up getting wiped. Kind of baiting these tanks in, the Soviet tanks. Don't know where these conscripts are going. They're getting out of there. But the Soviet tanks are on the edge of the targeting zone. The Katyusha rockets not hitting anything yet again. And Dalton losing quite a lot of manpower in the process though. Rate's really chugging this late into the game. There's 2 trading shots here with the KT. The KT's so much better served in this though. Does so much more damage per hit. Makes it rather unfair. He goes for the ram and it penetrates as well. Gets this very low, but he's got nothing to polish it off. I would not recommend going for a ram in that situation in the first place. Only about 50% chance to pin, in fact slightly below I think, the King Tiger's armor on the front. Like maybe you could consider it with the T-34, but good reactions with this machine gun dodging away from the flank. Now it's the Panzer IV to get up here in time, and it's probably going to be a dead combat engineer after that. T-34-85 again from Dalton. What are you doing, man, with these T-34s? Build an Su-85, please. Chasing this down. IS-2, was that maybe in crew repair mode? He cancels it, opening up on the Panzer. Bounces the second shot though. Panzer 4. Too fast for the IS-2 to really chase.
Ready to deploy!
Okay, T-34 coming straight down the middle. Luckily, it didn't end up taking any shots. MG out to the side. Katyusha is there. Only 2 kills so far. Definitely Dalton has been running really poorly with these Katyusha rockets. Gets a good volley in finally. And there goes the machine gun of Roike. That was a high bet one. Dalton was definitely due a barrage like that. Last 4 or so, largely been on target, but just having horrible scatter. And Panther now for Roike. He is poised to win this game right now. Dalton does not have enough anti-tank to answer these 3 Axis vehicles, especially backed up by the 2 high-vet Raketans. Does not have enough anti-tank. He really relying Dalton on one of these tanks hitting a mine. Downtime so long as well, just with that one combat engineer for repairs. The IS-2 still out of action. T-34 comes through, bounces a shot. Points are draining, 5 remaining. The conscripts are in the capture circle, jamming it. Taking a while though, they're going down fast. The Vet 5 Sternpyos shredding, 3 kills. 2 points remaining now. IS-2 coming in from the side. The conscripts doing everything they can. 1 point remaining. And that's it. Dalton closes the show right there with a desperation cap. Wow. Right as it felt like Roike was about to just close the show with his triple vehicle pressure. That's it. King Tiger was still out back for repairs. Couldn't really assist in killing off these units fast enough. And there we go. GG. Well done by Dalton. I do think Dalton should have been able to close the show like half an hour ago on this game, maybe even more than that. Definitely, you know, once that second T-34-85 hit the field, should have been easy to overwhelm Roike. Very, very easy, but it seemed like Dalton kind of getting overwhelmed by just controlling so many units at once. You need to set up situations where maybe you're coming in from one side with like one tank and then, you know, the Raketans reveal their position, and then you swoop into close range on them coming in from the other side. You can even do that with just a T-70, especially if it's a high vet one, like I think his one got to vet 3 for a while there, and threaten the decrew on them quickly. Multi-angle attacks. But there you go. Also, you know, if you're up against a King Tiger, you really need an SU-85. Even a high vet IS-2 like this, it's just not reliable enough. Can get zoned by the double high vet Raketans too easily. But yeah, the quad definitely paid for itself. Shooting down those planes fast enough, saved a lot of health damage, relieved a lot of pressure. But yeah, I do think Dalton should have been able to close the show much, much earlier than this. Gave Roike way too much breathing room. I have to consider as well, like, you know, these machine guns, this one here, one in the center, one around this point, constantly in the same position. So before you send a squad in that way, send your vehicle in first. Come in, do some damage, then the squad comes in. You might not be able to, you know, get a full cap, but you might be able to get a neutralize off before the Panzer IV gets up there. That kind of stuff. Maybe set some traps as well with, you know, send one unit up there, expect the rotation, then come in from the side when they're rotating to the north or something. Say, like, send a tank up here to force away the Axis machine gun up here, expecting the Raketans are going to rotate up here. When they do, start shooting at this. You're coming in from this angle, smashing them. Setting traps like that. That's what the game's all about. But there we go. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.